light of infinite.
As we spoke about last week, Yakov transforming into Israel, whereas before he would flee Lavan and Esav, now he's starting to face things head on. We see that turning point with when he was wrestling with the angel, with Satan, and also when he's, of course, facing Esav head on. We know that he had spent 14 years in the yeshiva of Shem and Ever, taking time away from some of these trials and tribulations and physicality. But then he goes and spends 20 years in Lavan's house, which of course was no easy thing, as Lavan was trying to continuously deceive him, and also it's a house of idols. We see that Yakov was able to elevate this and still reach the level of righteousness that he had reached. We see this through the messengers that Yakov had sent, which Rashi says were angels, and he had told them to say, "To my lord Esav I stayed with Lavan and delayed my return until now," and then finishes, "I have cattle and donkeys." So this is a very interesting sentence. One, with the donkey and cattle part, chamor, which is donkeys, shares the same root as chomer, which represents material substance. And he's trying to say that he was able to elevate that to godliness. And the first part of it, when he's saying he's staying with Lavan, staying is garti in Hebrew, which shares the same letters as taryag. And garti and taryag are both 613, representing the mitzvot. Garti, the gematria, is also 613. So Rab Natan from Breslov explains that he was essentially saying that he stayed with Lavan, but he was able to not fall in his devotions and really connect despite being surrounded by idols. And that was able to bring him closer to the Torah. I think with this, bringing it to a personal level, it's really seeing this struggle between Yakov and Esav and how he deals with it. We have these Esavs in our own life, people that are toxic and try to push our positivity into negativity, whether that's different people at different times or just one person, and it's a struggle to be the better person. I've definitely continuously tried that, so I know how it goes, and sometimes you get to the point where you want to match the toxicity and negativity with just that. But then you realize that you're letting the person win and change you for the worse, making you into what you actually didn't like about them. From Rabbi Nachman, we learn through the Zamra that we have to find the good point in every person. And doing that, even with the most evil person, you can bring them to a place of merit. And by focusing on the good, eventually it will be good. So we have to approach it like that, like Yakov to Esav. In this case, he had sent gifts, and he said, "My Lord," humbling himself, so that the ascent of good would result in the descent of bad. Part of bitul, which is self-transcendence, not in a way that is damaging to yourself, but putting yourself aside, figuring out a way to continuously be righteous and to connect to Hashem. I think that really is the lesson here. And we just have to continuously do that. And God willing, the redemption will come soon. I go a lot more into all of this in like the 6 to 8 pages of this Dvar Torah, so hopefully you guys get a chance to jump into that. All right, Shabbat Shalom.